I'm going to preview the Baylor versus Texas A&M women's soccer game, which will be played on August 30th at 8 p.m. Central Time on ESPN Plus. That will be last stats as well. And I will put the stats from last year on Texas A&M in the description below, so that that came back in return production in the description below, as well as this year's roster. And Texas A&M may not be ranked. They were tied for number 24 in the last poll. That's obviously going to change, and I'll explain why later on that. And last year, Texas A&M was around a 32 team in the NCAA tournament. That went 10, 8, and 4, with the loss being to Florida State in the round of 32. And that's not a bad loss by any stretch of the imagination. As for this year, Baylor is 3-1 with 3 straight wins. They lost to Mississippi State. That was number 18 in the country at the time. I know they dropped to number 20, but they might move up now with some results happening. But potentially, and if they win enough win their games this weekend or game, they might move up. But you get the point. And it was a 1-0 loss where they give up a goal within the first 2.5 minutes of the season. Then they beat St. Bonaventure, which I know they're not that great a team, the next game, 5-2. Then they beat Hawaii, literally at midnight Central Time on August 21st. So that's a quick turnaround from Sunday to Wednesday. And then they had to move up the game against Portland from August 25th to the 24th due to weather concerns. And they beat Portland. And that was a good team last year. And they beat them 1-0. And they got pressure at the very end of the game. Portland was trying to force the issue to score. So, yeah. Now, Texas A&M for this year, they're 2-1 on the season. They beat Lamar at Lamar 5-0. But the home opener for Texas A&M against Denver, they lost by surprise 3-2. That's why I'm saying there's a possibility that A&M is probably not going to be ranked. Denver was not even receiving votes. And then they beat Fairfield 3-0 on August 24th. So, technically both teams don't have an advantage, so to speak, on rest and all this. No day advantage. So if you want to give it to Texas A&M, that's fine, because look, Baylor has to get back getting used to the Central Time Zone again, but I think they're going to get used to it soon enough. I mean, that's the truth in all this. And I would put the roster for this year for Texas A&M for this year in the description below, as well as last year's stats. And now I will go into the last year's stats, and this is literally the last time that I am going to use last year's stats in all this. So, just a heads up going forward in all this. And if you want to check out what formations that they use in those first 3 games, you go to the schedule for this year. Click on the box score. See how many defenders, how many midfielders, how many forwards, who started how many games, all that jazz. I'm just saying that right now. And this is like for players coming back to the program for Texas A&M. So Grace McLennan, McClellan, I apologize if I butchered that. Number 25, 5'7" goalie. That's a senior. 7 goals allowed, 13 saves, and 2 shots attempted, actually. But they do bring back Jasmine Wilkinson, number 28. 5'8" forward, that's a senior, and I do not know the injury status for either of these teams. I mean, for Texas A&M especially. But I know about Baylor, they're not going to be bar for the rest of the year, but that's besides the point. So anyway, 10 goals on 39 shots attempted and 3 assists. They also bring back Sydney Becerra, Becerra, number 7, 5'7" midfielder, that's a junior, 5 goals and 42 shots attempted and 5 assists. Mia Ponte, number 13, 5'7" defender / midfielder, that's a senior, 3 goals and 52 shots attempted and 4 assists. Taylor Jernigan, number 24, 5'7" forward, that's a sophomore, 4 goals and 14 shots attempted. Micaiah McDonald, number 5, 5'5" forward, that is a senior. 3 goals on 33 shots attempted and 2 assists. Kate Colvin, number 2, 5'8" midfielder / forward, that's a senior. 3 goals on 11 shots attempted and 1 assist. They do bring back Georgia Leb, and I know she only had like 1 goal and 9 shots attempted, but she has 3 assists, and she's number 23, 5'7" midfielder, that's a junior. Then Anderson Wilkinson, number 6, 5'6" midfielder / forward, that's a senior. 2 goals and 9 shots attempted and 1 assist. Then Quinn Cornog, number 34, 5'10" midfielder / defender, that's a senior. 1 goal and 10 shots attempted and 2 assists. Grace Ivy, number 10, 5'6" midfielder, that's a sophomore. 7 shots attempted and 2 assists. That's the only reason why I'm mentioning that. And there's Macy Matula, number 18, 5'9" defender, that's a senior. 1 goal and 10 shots attempted. And then there's Taylor Pounds, number 9, 5'8" midfielder, that's a senior. 1 goal and 12 shots attempted. And I apologize for looking down because I cannot memorize all this stuff. And then there's Caroline Gonzada, number 16, 5'9" midfielder, that's a junior. 7 shots attempted and 1 assist. Eloise Deschenaux, Cheneaux, number 19, 5'6" forward, that's a junior. 3 shots attempted. Olivia Feltzer, number 20, 4" defender, that's a senior. No shots attempted, but 1 assist though. Marga Mutula, number 22, 5'9" defender, that's a sophomore. 6 shots attempted and 1 assist. Addison Armenta, A-R-M-E-N-T-A. I apologize if I butchered that. Number 4, 5'6" midfielder / defender, that's a sophomore. 11 shots attempted. Then there's Ella Goodwin, number 32, 5'10" midfielder, that's a sophomore. 1 shot attempted. So it's obvious here that Texas A&M didn't play their best against Denver, and they took out the frustration on Fairfield last game. And that's a thank goodness they're not coming off of back-to-back losses or even a loss in a tie. But either way, expect them to play a little bit better. I mean, Baylor and you got to make adjustments on the fly, both offensively and defensively, and you got to get used to the officiating because you never know how the officiating is going to call it. Obviously, you want to take away the best players as possible, shut them down as much as possible, and get enough stops and be like, I know it's in football terms, and movie Facing the Giants, like have a stonewall. Let's build a stonewall defense, as in don't let anything get past you. I mean, you have to be good in 1v1 situations, and please do not foul near the box because that would be a good attempt try to score potentially, and obviously in the box, no. And the same thing goes for handball in the box. If you force that, a foul near the box or even in the box or a handball in the box, I mean, then convert the PK. And obviously, if you're a PK on defense, I mean, like for the goalie, it's going to be a guessing game, really. So I can't really blame you either way on that. But you get the point here. And if you gotta execute your set pieces, and you gotta be good on set pieces on defense too. I mean, to not allow anything to happen, especially on corner kicks, because sometimes it is the best way for some teams to score sometimes, and obviously you gotta execute that. And same thing goes for free kicks as well. And you got to be the more aggressive team and don't be playing so much defense. And in terms of like opponent wise, this is like your second best opponent from last year's record, technically, when compared to Mississippi State. So it's been a step up. I mean, like, step down first with St. Bonaventure, then Hawaii is a step up, and then Portland was obviously a step up. So you could argue that Portland is better this year so far than Texas A&M. You could. Because of record. You could. So, but Texas A&M has not played the same amount of games up to this point. But that's besides the point here. And obviously it would be huge to have like Tyler Isrick finally score in a game for a change, or score in a game, or even get like involved, like get an assist somewhere for somebody else to score, like an Ashley Maraturi, Ethan McCullough, even the Augustine twins. Callie Conrad had a great weekend last weekend. She scored both those goals. And you got to have other players step up in case your top two from last year in scoring and assists get shut down. And you got to win like the 50-50 balls, like headers, and like winning the second ball and even the third one. And you don't want to turn the ball over on your own end of the field, because that way Texas A&M could potentially take advantage and score on you. And even in the midfield as well. Obviously, you want to do the same thing, except to Texas A&M, except when you're on defense, you want to put some pressure on them. I mean, that's the thing in all this. You gotta not get beat on 1v1 situations as much. And I know the other team may shoot you, but as long as you get enough stops, that's fine. But you don't want to allow a ton of attempts, and you got to get some more attempts. And obviously, correct what you did wrong last game or last few games, and bring it to this game. And what you did right in the last few games, bring it to this game. That's just being obvious right there, and all this. And it's definitely helpful to have depth this year, unlike in the past for Baylor women's soccer. You got to out hustle them too. I mean, that's the thing. And you got to execute your passing, because you could do get and goes, and set up your plays and everything like that. You got to communicate well and all this. And as long as, and this is a revenge game when I see one, because technically Baylor was nearly there to beating Texas A&M a year ago. Texas A&M scored late-ish in the game, and it forced a draw. I mean, and this year, Texas A&M may not be as good. And I know it's early on the year, and you got to work out the kinks and everything, but still, this is a grand opportunity here to get another Power Conference win, to get your first Power Conference win of the year, your first one. No offense to Portland, but Portland is not a Power 4. I mean, it's just telling the truth. And if you want to make the NCAA tournament, Baylor, you need to win this type of game. I don't care if Texas A&M is not even ranked or even receiving votes. Even if they are receiving votes, how many votes they're going to get. And I do not know about Baylor getting receiving votes or even being ranked at this point. I don't think they're going to be, but as long as they continue winning these type of winning games, they might get there eventually. But you get the whole point. This would be a helpful win to get to boost your NCAA tournament resume. And I know Texas A&M, we'll have to wait and see what they do down the line. And hopefully that, if you do get a win, they do make your win look better and better and better as the season progresses. And you've got to make sure Texas A&M's not on the offense so much, and you play so much defense. You got to flip the script on them and make them on the defensive. I mean, that's the thing. And I'm not, and obviously you got to make adjustments like possession by possession, not just from first half to second half, and try to change things up. And obviously you got to adjust to their play style, and got to play your own game too, and make them uncomfortable with their play style. And let's be aggressive. And this is a prime opportunity to get a good home win. And I know Texas A&M may not be ranked or receiving votes for all we know, but still, anytime you could beat a rival at home, especially at home, you could have, that is a good thing to have in your back pocket in all this. And I know a year ago we were not sure that they would have won against Texas A&M, and they just ended up with the draw, and they did force a draw because Texas A&M scored late and all. It's just, and you got obviously, you're probably looking at film right now, if not prior to that, those games in advance here in the regular season, to adjust their play style and exploit their weaknesses and take away their strengths. And obviously you got to correct your weaknesses and make your strengths even stronger. So this is just in general in all of this. If you want to make the NCAA tournament, Baylor, you got to win this type of game. And I know it's early on in the year, but you need to find a way to beat a team like this. You need to. And I know they might not be ranked or receiving votes, but it doesn't really matter. You need to find enough wins in a non-conference, besides the conference schedule, to think about potential NCAAs and all this. And hopefully Ashley Merrill has some goal, like a goal or assist or something, but you get the whole point. You gotta have all your players step up on defense and as well as in the midfield and forwards. So it's basically, in case your top two options are taken away, you gotta have somebody else step up. I mean, that's the thing. You got to, and make sure Texas A&M's best players are shut down or slowed down in this game and make it hard for them to shoot. I mean, you don't want to just pass the ball and not get a shot up. Try to get some shots in. I don't care if you get a shot or not, but as long as you convert, that matters more. But ultimately, if you could limit Texas A&M shooting the ball when compared to you, that would really help. As long as you get enough stops, and if you can feel a push coming from Texas A&M, you gotta withstand it. I mean, you gotta stay composed in these type of games, and you certainly don't want to get like a red card. Oh no, because that would mean you're down a player for the rest of the game, or even like a yellow card as a caution, because you know 2 yellows on one player is a red, and don't want to foul in the box or a handball in the box. But obviously, if you could draw that on the other end, that's fine. It's just, at the end of the day, you got to play smart too. So, and let's go out there and get revenge from last year. And I know last year was not a loss. It was a 1-1 draw, but I felt like Baylor gave that away, if we're being honest. So, anyways, if you feel like this content, hit the like and subscribe button. See you guys later on the road to 7 subscribers. Of course, ultimate goal. It's 1,000 more, so make money off the score. So like a video, comment video really helps YouTube algorithm, so more people could see it. Sharing the video does help as well, so more people will watch. And if you're watching and not subscribed, hit subscribe buttons, read the notification bell as well. And the good news is, right after this game for Baylor, they definitely don't have another game until next Thursday. So that definitely helps to have a little bit more rest. And I know Texas A&M probably has the same with another, like a game. When I'm looking at the schedule for them for this year, they have no game on a Sunday. Yeah, literally it's Thursday for both those teams. So it's just, you gotta go out there and have more energy than Texas A&M and show them who's boss. Point blank. Let's go do it.